Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Oh, I scared the cat away already. She doesn't really like loud noises that much, I guess. But good morning, y'all. Good morning. Yes, I am still out here in my living room, y'all. My office is just a source of anxiety right now. We have not had the mental or physical capacities to get the office cleaned up, and so I am giving myself grace and just letting it be until we can get it cleaned up. Hopefully one evening this week I can at least get my little video area together, but that's why we've just been out here in my living room. But honestly, this is kind of where I've been living lately, y'all. Between the back pain and then having COVID and all of that stuff, I have not been mobile that much, so I'm gonna go for a walk after I get off of here and get out of the house some. But good morning, it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday because it's February 22nd, 2022. That is crazy to even say. Y'all say hey when you get on, say good morning. But also, I want to know, what have you accomplished so far this year? We are almost at the end of February already. Y'all, we're about to go into a new season. Spring is coming. We can feel it. We've got a few cold, gloomy days left, but y'all, spring is coming. And what have you accomplished? I wanted to know, what have you accomplished? Did you set intentions for the new year? Do you set resolutions for the new year? Did you make a goal list, a dream board? What have you checked off of your goal list? What have you accomplished? Let me know in the comments. I love just hearing about that kind of stuff. We have accomplished some stuff around here. I am giving myself a lot of grace right now in February, and I am almost done with 2 classes that I started before all of this sickness and everything hit us. And so I am proud of myself for finishing those classes, and I am calling that an accomplishment because it has been hard to get my brain back into the focus of things after being sick and sore and all of that. And so I'm proud of myself for finishing those classes, for accomplishing that, for getting to the end of that and pushing through. So I want to know in the comments what you've accomplished so far this year. We're almost at the end of February, and I just want to know, what have you accomplished? But welcome to the Daily Drive. Like I was saying, we have not accomplished getting the office cleaned up, and so I'm just hanging out here in my living room. But if you're new to the Daily Drive, I created this worksheet when I started to learn what I could do to stay in control of my thoughts and my life. I was officially diagnosed with anxiety in 2010, and it took me a long time to really wrap my mind around that. And when I started on my own personal growth journey, I'd say probably around 2018, 2019, I started to understand things a little bit differently. And I started to understand that you can turn your anxiety into productivity. You can be in control of your thoughts. You can control your mind, your life, even while you're pushing through those mental things that come up. And so I created this worksheet when I sort of learned that intentional thinking, daily small step goal setting, and gratitude were the most important things to kind of stay on top of your mindset. And so that's what I want to talk about a little bit today, is that first part of the Daily Drive. So again, y'all say hey when you hop on. Let me know if you're watching. And like I was saying, let me know what you've accomplished so far in 2022. Good morning, Jennifer. Good to see you. I want to know what you've accomplished so far. What goals have you crossed off? What have you done? We're almost at the end of the second month of a new year. And so I want to know what you have accomplished. But today, we're going to talk about this first part of the Daily Drive, which is intentional thinking. And this is something that I've talked about before on the Daily Drive, but it's something that I have really intentionally been working on lately, since we have been struggling with the pain and the sickness and all of that kind of stuff. If you have anxiety, you probably understand that your brain can just go into that autopilot mode. You can just have something happen where like your kind of rational thinking is turned off and you're just flying on that autopilot. And let me know, drop a 1 in the comments if you're like me and your autopilot brain kind of goes straight to the negativity. It goes straight to pointing out what's wrong. It goes straight to the bad memories that are associated with things. That's my autopilot brain. Give me a 1 if you understand what I'm saying. And Jennifer, I see you down there. You did exercises, but you stopped again. And I'm right there with you from discovering the back pain that I have and then getting COVID. I don't know if you can tell the difference in my voice because it's been a while since I've been here, but I'm still having a hard time breathing. And so I haven't really worked out that much either. And so I feel you on that one there. I'm going for a walk today and hopefully get back into it. But it's an accomplishment to realize that you fell off and that you can give yourself grace and start a new routine again. I can't go back into exercising like I did before with 45 minutes on the elliptical and all of that because I can't breathe that great yet. So I'm just going to go for a walk around my neighborhood, right, and get myself back into it. But anyway, give me a 1 in the comments if your autopilot brain, if the brain that takes over when you're not remaining in control goes straight to the negative thinking, my dog does this wheezing thing, so you're going to hear that while I'm talking. But give me a 1 in the comments if your autopilot brain, if your brain that you find yourself zoning out on, if that brain goes straight to the negative, to the things that are not working out, to the things that you don't like, all of that. That's where my autopilot brain goes as well. And so what I have been reminding myself over the last couple of weeks is that it's up to me to shut that autopilot brain off because I don't want to just sit and think about negativity all the time. It has been really hard for me to not be active, to not be able to breathe very well. It's been really hard for me, and it's been mentally. It's been emotionally. That was a cross between emotionally and mentally. You can tell where my brain's at. It's been emotionally and mentally hard for me to not be active, to just sit. And so that's actually part of what I'm talking about today. When my autopilot brain takes over, it goes straight to the negative. And so when I become aware of my thoughts, when I realize, hey, I'm sitting here thinking something that I shouldn't really be thinking, I then take control. And the reminder that I have been giving myself lately, I don't know what triggered it. We were watching a TV show or something, and I don't know what triggered it, what thought came up, but it just was a reminder that I should be my own safe place. I should not be the place that is continuing the bombardment of anxiety that I get from everywhere else. I should not be the place that's telling myself that I'm not enough. I should not be the person that is giving my brain the negativity. I should not be that place for me. That comes from everywhere else. I should be my own safe place. And so when I realize that I'm thinking something that I really shouldn't be thinking, I am telling myself, no, I am my own safe place. I love myself. I am my own safety. My mind is my own safe place. And I'm creating that safe place daily by disrupting those thoughts that are already there. Because that autopilot brain that you turn to, or that you realize you're in, not turn to, because we don't intentionally want to think bad things, right? But that autopilot brain that you realize is on is thought patterns that we haven't disrupted. It's someone picking on us in school that we never took care of, that we never mentally healed from. It's thought patterns that have formed that we didn't know we needed to take control of, or we didn't know how to take control of. That autopilot brain are thought patterns that we can change. And how we change that is to become aware and to redirect it. Because there's literally nerve endings in your brain. There's literally connections in your brain that brings up these thoughts. And so when you take control and you redirect that thought, you're disrupting that nerve ending. So you're breaking that original thought and you're changing it and turning it into something new. And so eventually it's just going to be that good thought. That other thought isn't going to be as prominent in your brain because you've disrupted that thought pattern. And now I know, how do you become aware of your thoughts? Autopilot takes over. How do you become aware? It took a lot for me to become aware of my thoughts, I'll be honest. But the things that I did were journaling, a lot of journaling. Just sitting down and dumping out what was in my brain. Just sitting down and writing it all out. No prompt, no questions, no anything, just writing it all down. A note in my phone where I could just do the same kind of thing, dump everything out. I would look up specific journaling prompts that I felt like I needed to work on in my life and then journal that. Journaling was a big part of how I started to become aware of my thoughts, because that autopilot brain can just be there as long as you let it be there. Days, weeks, months, years. You can lose a lot of time to that autopilot brain. So becoming aware of my thoughts first. Podcasts, books, things that made me think differently, talking to other people. Because sometimes we don't know that a thought pattern is negative. We don't know that a thought pattern needs to be changed until we've been given a new perspective, right? So just a lot of self-growth, a lot of getting to the bottom of why I feel the way I feel. And then that allows me to turn that autopilot brain off. And then, yes, Jennifer, create those good vibes within myself to be my own safe place. And all it takes is that one trigger, intentional thought, intentional statement. And you can have more than one. You can have more than one intentional thought. It's whatever you need to push you through the day. It's whatever you need to flip that switch in your brain, right? And your intentional thought might be different than my intentional thoughts. My intentional thoughts might be different than everybody else's intentional thoughts, because we are our own unique people. And when we think intentionally, we live in that purpose of being our own unique people, right? We are here for a unique purpose, no matter what the package looks like, no matter what your purpose is, no matter what your higher power, your energy within the universe is, you're here for a specific and unique reason. And comparison to other people limits you into a box that you don't belong in. So I am intentionally telling myself all throughout the day that I am my own safe place. And now, let me give you an example of how that is happening for me right now. Because of quarantine, because we were home for so long, we had about a week where we had no appetite and didn't really want to eat. And now we're like starving and eating everything we can get our hands on. And so I am kind of feeling like, you know, the quarantine 15 or whatever they say. I am feeling a little bloated and a little like I have my chin coming back in and on those kinds of things. That is what I am feeling when I look at myself. And so I'm reminding myself that I am my own safe place. And no matter what this looks like, I still have a message to give. And that message and my own confidence and self-love are more important than anything else that is popping up. So I am my own safe place and I can take control of that. So I'm going to go for a walk today. I'm going to get out of the house. I'm going to listen to some Mel Robbins podcast episodes and get myself and my energy back in check, because it's up to me to intentionally take control of that autopilot brain. And I am taking classes right now to get a bachelor's degree and be a life coach officially. I wasn't aware that you could get an actual bachelor's degree in life coaching, but you can, and I'm doing it right now. And one of the exercises that I did for my class, and this is a challenge that I want you to do yourself, is writing a 10-year letter. Where do you want to see yourself in 10 years? And from the perspective of you writing a letter to your best friend, what things have you accomplished in the last 10 years? What person have you become over the last 10 years? Who is in your life? What are the things that you're doing? I sat down and I looked at my life. Like, look at how excited I am already just to even talk about it. I sat down and looked at my life, what I want to be in 10 years, wrote it all down that I want to give, or not that I want to. You're writing this in the context of it already happening. In 10 years, you're writing a letter to your best friend about what your life looks like and what you have accomplished. That's why I wanted you to let me know in the comments what you've accomplished so far this year. Because if you sit down and write a letter to yourself as if it's 10 years from now, and put it in the context of it's already happening. I wrote a letter to my best friend saying that I am a New York Times best-selling author, that I get to spend time with my family whenever I want to, and that we travel because I'm a public speaker and I offer life coaching and mental health services worldwide and speak publicly about mental health, and people want me to come and speak to them and open their minds and help them become unlimited. And I get to do all of the things that I want to do in life. I have a podcast and all of the things that I want to accomplish. And I wrote them down in terms of they have happened because it's 10 years from now and I've accomplished where I want to go. And that gave me small step goals to start working on. So that's my challenge that I want to leave you with. Write a 10-year letter to your best friend. Look at your life 10 years from now. Where do you want to be? And then visualize yourself there. Write a letter to your best friend, letting them know what your life looks like right now, because it's 10 years from now and you've accomplished the things you want to accomplish. Write a letter to your best friend and explain your life. And then look at that letter and give yourself goals to get you there, to achieve those things that you want to achieve. This was one of the most eye-opening experiences that I have done throughout my course of being in school. And I've written letters to myself before. I've written 5-year letters to myself before, but I didn't have the same understanding behind it. And when I sat down and looked back at my letter, it gave me excitement. It gave me goals to start working on. It gave me a big picture to look at. It gave me something to visualize, to keep myself focused. So my challenge for you is to visualize yourself 10 years from now, and in the present tense, write a letter to your best friend explaining what your life looks like. And then look at that letter and give yourself, I still can't breathe very well. Give yourself goals to get you there. If you want to share your letter with me, I am always open to seeing it, and I will give you my letter back in return for you to read. So I want you to remember that you can give yourself intentional thoughts to shut off that autopilot brain, to take control of your mind. And I want you to remember that you should be your own safe place. Your headspace, your personal space, your mindset should be your safety, so that when you find yourself thinking things that you know you shouldn't be thinking because they're not true, you are enough, you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are unique, you have a gift to give and a purpose to serve, and all of those things are 100% true. when you start thinking the opposite, be your own safe place. My intentional thought for right now in my life is that I am my own safe place. So when I start thinking other things and those things that I don't want to let settle in, I remind myself I am my own safe place. I love myself. My confidence, my purpose is more important than whatever negative feeling I'm feeling right now. And you can feel emotions. You can feel sadness if you need to. You can feel grief if you need to, and then still redirect and take control. Don't live there. You can still be your own safe place while feeling the emotions of life. But tell yourself, I am my own safe place. I am in control. That is what I am intentionally working on right now in my life, and it gives me excitement. It refreshes me to remind myself that I am my own safe place when I'm thinking something that I don't necessarily want to be thinking. And your intentional thoughts can be anything. If the phrase, I am my own safe place, doesn't work for your brain, change it up. I'm my own safety. I create safety for myself. My mind is a safe space for me. Whatever you need to flip that switch and change that thought process. Because again, you're going to interrupt those nerve endings, and then you're going to change them with your intentional thought. So whatever your intentional thought needs to be is what works for you. I always drop this worksheet, whether I talk about it or not. I always drop this worksheet in the comments of my daily drive videos. So you can get this worksheet. You can also get it on my website. You can ask me for it. This is your free resource to use to push you through the day and keep you on track with your intentional thinking and your small step goals. So just keep in mind that whatever you need your intentional thought to be, that's fine, but do it. When you realize that autopilot brain is in control, insert your intentional thoughts. Y'all, I love you so much, and I love you so much that even though I'm not in my office right now, I still wrote down notes to talk about and still wrote down that I am grateful for everybody, but I wrote my intentional thinkers. Because you can be in control anytime you choose to take control. And you choose to take control by thinking intentionally. So my intentional thinkers, you guys, you all go in the joy jar. I love y'all so much and appreciate you so much. Do me a favor and check out dailydrivecoaching.com. You can see all kinds of stuff. You can get all of these daily drives, plus all of the ones that I've done for a while, plus blog posts, plus my shop. There are some fun things coming for the Becoming Unlimited shop. Starting in April, I will have a physical space to use. So if you're local to Richmond, you can come shop in person at the Becoming Unlimited shop space. So that's coming up. Keep an eye on dailydrivecoaching.com to see updates about that. And if you're not part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group, let me know. It's tagged here in this video, or you can search Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. That is just a free platform where you get these daily drives, a little bit more content about unlimiting your thoughts, and a community of support, because you're never alone on your mental health, your growth, your spiritual, whatever journey you are on, you are not alone. And there's a group of people in Becoming Unlimited that will be there for you and that are going through the same things. So you can meet friends and connect there. That's Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. If you are checking out Daily Drive Coaching on YouTube, do me a favor and hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you're notified when I post new videos, and turn on notifications for all of my social media, because I never ask for a fee for what I do here on social media. My hopes and dreams and goals are to give a TED Talk, to become a professional, paid mental health speaker, to write books, and all of the things like that. So I will never ask for a fee for what I do on social media. I just ask that you help me spread mental health awareness and continue to break the stigma of mental health by tagging a friend, sharing a video, commenting, doing all of the social media things. It helps me far more than you will ever know. And I appreciate it so much. I am grateful for it. I'm grateful for my intentional thinkers, for all of y'all out there. Remember, you can take control of your mind anytime you choose to, and you can do that with intentional thinking. So when you become aware of your thoughts and you realize that autopilot brain is in control, disrupt that thought process and remind yourself with your intentional thoughts that you are in control. My mantra for right now is that I am my own safe place. I'm creating mental safety so that my brain is not continuing to beat me up like everything else. I am my own safe place. I love y'all so much. I am going to get up and go for a walk and see how I feel. So thank you for being here, and I will see you soon.